So, dear students, now the session is going to take by Ms. Anuradha Tota Madam, who is our CEO and founder of Blackbucks. So, please listen to the kind of uh, process how we are going to take this internship program.
So, hi students, good evening. And I think like this is the most popular subject that all the students have taken. The full stack development is the most popular subject, looks like, of all the internships that we have floated around. Close to 400 students are here. So, all the best for this entire course. And this is a really good choice, I think, because you're all, most of them, this is for long term, and only a few of them are third years and a few of them are second years, but most of them are fourth years. And for you, the placements is an important aspect related to this internships. So, you can combine your placements learning and also the learning related to the internships and also placement combined together. Okay, and just before you start your journey into Blackbucks internships, I just wanted to give a brief about what is Blackbucks. I'll just take 2 to 3 minutes because you have to know with whom you are doing the internships. Okay, so let's get into this. So I'm the CEO founder. I have founded the organization in 2013. It's 12 years now. Before that, I worked for tech, it's called Satyam. Now it's called Tech Mahindra. First, my journey was with Satyam, which is now Tech Mahindra. Then I worked for Wipro. I worked for Microsoft. I worked mostly in UK and little bit in US. And then I came back to India and did MBA from ISB. Post ISB, I started this firm, which is Blackbucks. It's now 12 years old. As you all know, if an employee starts, it's a difficult journey. It was quite a difficult journey for me, first few years, 5 to 6 years. And you see some people online, some of you, you know, anybody you can recognize? Who can you recognize? Yeah, yeah. So Varun Tej is an investor into ours. So he really liked our vision and mission, which we wanted to bring placements closer to the students. Earlier, mostly the premium jobs were restricted to cities and tier one colleges like IIT and all. Now it is not required to be restricted there. World class training can be given to any student, any remote place that student is. We can give world class training to them thanks to internet, and we also can bring dream careers to the student. So we have established Blackbucks, and TapTap is our flagship program. And most important project that we have is TapTap, which you will be using as LMS slowly. And all whatever you learn that day's video will be hosted into TapTap. They will give you a learning link. When you click on the link, it will take you to TapTap. There will be registration issues, maybe, I don't know, but you will have to register into that. And once you register and you remember on your computer, it is just on the click. If you take the click on the learning path, it will take you to the entire session. Okay, so that's our about us. And we also use a lot of analytics and data related decisions in our TapTap system. We have presence across AP, Telangana, Tamil Nadu. All the three governments we are tied up with. We work with them closely. And we also exist in Maharashtra, Karnataka, in very good universities and colleges like Christ University, Manipal. All of them are using TapTap. Okay. And Karnataka, where Christ University is there, Goa and Orissa. So all these places, our presence is there. And coming to next, we are tied up, as I said, tied up with lots of governments. Don't want to take a lot of time on these things, but you just have to know we are tied up with so many colleges and universities. Affiliations also, we are this program, the internships, TapTap is AICT NEET approved, APSCHE approved. That is why you are all here. So don't have any doubts related to that. AICT and APSCHE approved it is. And we have really, this is old slide. We have around 2.5 lakh students on our platform. Lots of colleges. So many of you wouldn't have realized, but last year all students have taken one TapTap test for their employability score and employability band. Many of you might have got this already. Okay. So this is about us, and that's it, and you will all will be given TapTap. This we spoke already. I'm sure we spoke in the onboarding session or things like that. I'm not. So when you log into, there will be so many things given to you. Don't get confused. People will help you. Our team will guide you on what to access which day on your learning plan. And there is a test. All of you might have taken one test. And when you take the test, you will be getting a learning plan. You can, whatever problems you have made mistake in aptitude, reasoning, or English or coding, the problem statements will all be together made into a learning plan and will be given to you. And if you learn, that's it, right? You, whatever problems you have, whatever issues with you have with certain concepts, with that you will get a learning plan. And if you complete that, the next test will be easy. Every month there is a test. And as you see here, you will be given a band, a score. My band is F. If I took a test, I'll get a score, I'll get a band. So last time students have asked, Madam, how do I improve your score? Every month, when you complete the PGS test, your score, latest score will be updated. So that's how you can improve your scores. Why do you need scores? We also post jobs. Okay, we post jobs here. And when we post jobs, when you apply onto this, click with one click, you will be able to apply if you have scores. And whatever, as soon as you explore this little bit, the platform, because if you fill the same my profile, your profile will be ready and easily you will be able to download a resume. So I didn't fill anything, so I don't have a resume, but you can fill your resume, right? So you can complete your resume if you fill your profile. So make the best use of TapTap. So if you have class AI applications, no Srivalli, this is full stack development class, Srivalli. You have to see whatever they're posting. One important thing I have to tell all of you is whatever anybody posts, the student never reads. The same question 100 students ask in the same group, even after we give the answer. So please read the question, please read the answer, please see what they are posting. Okay. Today is full stack development class. Okay, Srivalli. So if you want, still be there and listen what it is, Srivalli. No issues. Okay, students also know Nishant Verma, sir. Okay, so this is about Blackbucks and this is about TapTap. And finally, what I wanted to say is please follow whatever is posted in the groups. Please engage and whatever we post, please complete because what is what is best about this internships is this internship related classes will be there anyway. You will have you will have exercises, but second thing is you will also be given employability related assessments. That's the second one. You will also be given uh, okay. You will also be given employability related assessments. Please complete those. That will prepare you for your campus placements or after campus also you will keep trying. So it will prepare you even for that. Number three is we will also conduct mock interviews. Why mock interviews? Because see, most of the time students really fail in the interviews. They, even if they're very good at coding and they clear the coding test, they fail in the interview. So we conduct mock interviews where the students answer the questions from real true HRs. And the HR will tell, okay, you shouldn't answer like this, you should answer like this, like this. There will be mock interviews. Okay. So you will have so number one is your internship, employability assessments and training. And then you will have mock interviews. Then you will have all the jobs from across LinkedIn and all places wherever there are jobs, they will get and put it here in job posts. Though we also have our own team who will get the job posts. Even job posts will be there. And what is even more better for you is all the students have to, what they do, they have to again work on a project. Some of them even spend on a project, buy it from somewhere and submit. But this one is, will also give you project. So we have given you end to end. What all you require for your next steps is all included in this internship. Okay. If okay, if anybody of your friends is still looking for internship, please tell them, because we have put together all that is needed for you into this internship. Okay. All the best, students. I will pass it over to the faculty. So the faculty is available for the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Naveen sir is there.
Naveen sir. So, Naveen sir, can you please take over the class?
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your uh, excellent introduction about the procedures and all the steps. Appreciate it. And I will take it from here and help everyone in terms of what the agenda is today in terms of full stack development. And I'm going to run through the various stages and steps in terms of creating understanding Python and also how we can use it to create a web application. So
Thank you
let
so
me
much,
share my
Naveen sir.
screen.
Yeah, sure, Praveen. Praveen, just before you start, thank you so much for introduction. Students, for any kind of queries, I'll take 2 minutes. I'm sorry to interrupt in the middle because of student chat messages. All kind of approvals, all kind of things will be given. No need to worry about any kind of procedures and any kind of queries. You can ask in the end of the session, because let the session continue as a flow of in a first class. So please don't disturb in the middle of the class. So any kind of query that you have in terms of any APSCHE portal, any kind of things, my team is already sharing a Google form. You can fill the Google form for that, and don't worry, all kind of queries will be solved. That is first part, and uh, yeah, and also importantly for all students, since it is Blackbucks internship and most of the students already know about Blackbucks, so what I wanted to you to just get confirmation for everything is, as madam mentioned, that this internship is actually being provided to all of them with a kind of understanding that every student has to learn from basics. Every student has to get some kind of project awareness, industry awareness, and also employability skills awareness. So that's the reason many of the colleges in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana will believe Black Books will try to provide always a better aspects to about the any kind of programs. So some students who may not come for classes, some students who may not able to get the time for the project work, that is still fine. But we are more concentrated to the students who wanted to learn from the from the kind of basics. So this platform of internship will be given equal opportunity to all the students, whether you're looking to learning. Yes, we have a live classes. We also have a recording session, a TapTap account, where you can have access to the recording session if at all you miss the class. There will be attendance track. And second part is, if at all you wanted to understand assignments and assessments given by the industry faculty, you can complete those industry assessment and assignment over WhatsApp. Third part is, madam mentioned about project. Every project will be given to all of you. Whether doing a project or not doing a project is your choice, where you can avail the services, and there will be one mentors for that. Fourth option is employability skills, where we keep on putting webinars, mock interviews to all of them. It is up to you whether you can participate or not. But what I'm trying to mention over here for all the students is, please don't get panic for any kind of query. If you think you're not able to get some kind of understanding about TapTap or any kind of query, please do understand, you become a professional now. You're entering into a workforce. You have to become like a corporate professional than a student. So my request is, please check if the query is actually is been can you able to ask that question or not, is it right or not. So please, somebody's already solved those kind of query or not. So please do check and ask the queries. And one important element is, every class, every schedule, every kind of information we will be posting in the WhatsApp groups, which you are already there. And this WhatsApp group is a central communication point to all of the students in terms of next coming internship entire schedule. So anytime anything you miss, you please refer to the WhatsApp group for any kind of communication over there. And the important aspect, as per the guidelines, as per the kind of internship certificate guidelines, we need to submit your attendance and feedback form. So every live classes which our team is posting, you'll be getting a feedback form, attendance form. Everyone must have to fill this feedback and attendance form with your details. So this feedback and attendance form is a must and ensure to understand your attendance, and will mark it and submit to your college also. And any exam, anything we conduct, everything will be tracked and will be submitted. So we request you to all of to use the opportunity, and trust me guys, so now if you're passing out from fourth year, the same kind of features that we are giving, this much of efforts, lot of companies which charge around 40 to 50,000 if you're going to other places. But with the affordability, and we wanted to make it entire viability for a student, we made it with a very very basic price. So now my request to all of you students is, any kind of queries, you please enter into it through Google form. And also there will be a schedule shared from next week onwards. When is your class timings, what is your class schedules? So anything, you try to do your best, and any queries will be helping to solve. Just give us some more time, and all the best for all of you. And thank you so much, Anuradha madam, for the introduction. And Praveen sir, please take it over, and the class is yours.
Thank you, Rajkumar, for having me here. And thank you, everybody else who has joined this session, about 400 plus participants. It's an honor for me to share my knowledge with you all. All right, so let me share my screen and quickly give you an overview or agenda. What's the plan today? Okay. So we are going to focus today on Python full stack, which is predominantly Python along with Django framework. Okay. So even if you know a little bit of Python, that would be great. And if you don't know also, I'm going to begin with the level 0. And then we are going to quickly go and have an understanding of Django as well, and Python coding and the syntax and things like that. So we'll be getting a flavor of the Python full stack today. So even, just for this session itself, I am hoping that after this session or after this demo session, you will be basically a Python full stack developer. May not be 100%, but you'll be getting some idea on that, right? So that is the quick introduction of what I'm going to speak about the next 1 hour. And we're going to this is basically fully practical session. So I'm going to code, and I'm going to run through the things, writing the code command and executing it. And end of the session, I'm going to upload this into my GitHub. So you all will be able to, get the code and practice on your own. Okay, so that is the thing. All right, let's begin. A quick introduction about me. My name is Praveen Nair, and I have about 20 plus years of experience. And I have worked with companies like Wipro and JP Morgan Chase in India, as well as in the US. I basically teach full stack like Python, full stack, Java, full stack, Merge stack in corporate as well as colleges. And this is my LinkedIn link. If you want to know more, you can go here and learn about me. So that is a quick introduction about myself. Okay, going ahead. So today's agenda is we're going to begin with the very basics of Python. Just in case if anybody has no idea about Python, I'm going to start with the very basic. Then I'll go to the key component of Python, like variables, conditional statement, loops, functions, and a little bit of data structures. And then we'll get into the framework Django, and here we'll develop a small application. Right, we're going to create one web application through this. So hope this is fruitful to all of you. Please pay attention and don't worry about taking notes or taking any code, because I'll be sharing this with the management, and you'll get all this information. Right. So stay tuned and focus on what I'm coding here, and feel free to ask any questions. Okay. So to begin with introduction and variables, conditionals, right? What I've done is I've created a folder here called 1800. Okay, just for this time I thought I'll give this name 1800, and I have some folders like my code and my shop, and this demo PPT that I'm running through is here. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this my code folder, we're going to write some Python code. Okay, and then we'll come back and create a small website using in this my shop folder. Okay, and which I'll be obviously sharing with you all. Okay, so let's get into my code folder, and let me type CMD. I'm going to open that folder in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so code space dot. Now I get that folder, my code in VS Code, which is pretty much blank. I don't have any files here. And this is just an overview of the entire things. Don't worry too much about all this. I mean, in case you don't have Visual Studio, we'll learn all that, how to install, how to download and all that. But I'm assuming most of us are aware of Visual Studio. Even if you're not, just observe this and, it just a step to download and install Visual Studio. So assuming we have a Visual Studio code on our laptop and I've opened that and the folder is my code. Okay. All right. So as we move forward, let's get into the introduction of Python. So Python predominantly used in various aspects nowadays. So we can create web applications, desktop application using Python. Okay, web application as in whatever you browse web for ticket booking, banking, and all that, social media and all that. So we can create applications like that, as well as we can create desktop applications, like PowerPoint, Word, things like that, desktop application using Python. And then Python is also being very popular in data analysis and machine learning. It has modules that can be used in these areas as well. And then again, come to automation and scripting. So in enterprise level, there could be many applications written on Java or Python or C# and other technologies. And there is a need of automation. That means you have some output of one application, and then we need that as an input to other application, right? And a lot of manual activities can be automated using Python. Okay, and obviously game development, you can create games and things like that using Python. And last but not the least, it is famous in creating IoT devices as well, like your smart bulbs, smart, smart devices, smart things. So IoT stands for Internet of Things. So in order to create this kind of programming or applications, we use something called MicroPython. Okay, so MicroPython can be used to write code on these microcontrollers, right? So these are the advantages of learning Python. You can explore all these areas based on your interest and choice. Obviously, the most highly used area is web development, okay, as well as your data science and data analytics. That is the quick introduction of Python and the application of it. All right, let's get into the coding. So to begin with, let's see how the variables. So in case you know C++ or Java, you would be able to relate this code that I'm going to show, and you'll understand how easy it is to write code on Python. And even if you have no idea, not to worry, you'll get an idea of Python here as a first step. What I'm going to do in VS Code, I'm going to create a new file. Click on new file. I'm just going to give a file 1, for example, file1.py. So Python files would have extension .py, stands for Python, right? Let me increase this. Okay, so the very basics of Python, right? If you want to create a file, we have created it, and then to learn what are variables, data types, how to create variables, and how to print statement, we'll just write a very basic code. If I just give a variable, it's very straightforward, English-like language, right? If I just give name equals John, so I have a variable name and the type of that is string, it will automatically take it as a string. And if you want to just print that variable, use the print statement and just give the variable name. That's it, straightforward. And there's an arrow button here. If I click on this, the program runs and it is printing the value of name, which is John. Our first program has been successfully written. Just 2 lines. And number 1, we have created a variable called name, and the value of that variable name is John. And the next line, we are simply printing it. Okay. And if I want to comment this Python code, just use hash, and that line got commented. Or you can select the entire thing and press Ctrl/ to comment these 2 lines. All right. So we just tried to create a variable called name, and I've assigned a string to that. Similarly, you can create variables and assign number to it. Okay. And just give print statement age. So this is a variable age, and the value for that is a number. Okay. So like that, you can create other variables like Boolean and float and things like that. And just try to capture the value and print it. So we have learned how to create variables, right? And how to print it. Make sense? And we also know how to comment that. Just select the whole thing, press Ctrl/, it will be commented. Got it? So I'm just trying to give an overview, guys. So don't worry much here. So just to give you an idea. Okay. So within this hour, as much as possible, I'm just trying to give you an overview. So these 2 variables we have seen. Let's learn another command, how to accept. So now the previous code, it will always print John, right? So let's try to accept variable or the value from users. Okay. So I'm just writing a new function called input, and I'm just writing here enter name. And whatever name you give, that will be captured and stored in the variable name. And I'm going to print that. So input function is used to capture the input from user. And whatever user enters will be saved in the variable name. And then we just print name. That's it. So I run this, saying enter name. Okay. So whatever name I am entering, enter name. It has captured that into name variable, and it is printing whatever the value of name was. So that is what about input statement and print statement, right? Both functions can be used to capture and print. All right. All right. Okay. Let's continue. Let me get another file, file2.py. Okay. So now that we have seen variables, we got an idea of variables and types. Let's learn about conditional statement in Python. It's again straightforward. So let's give n1 equals 23 and n2 equals 34. There are two variables, n1 and n2, and if you want to print which number is greater, we will have to use the conditional statement. So I'm using if condition. This is how we use if n1 is greater than n2 colon, then I'm going to print n1 is greater, and then I'm giving else print n2 is greater. So this again in Python, if you want to write a block of statement inside this conditional, we have to use indentation. Okay. So see here, if n1 is greater than n2, like other languages where we have curly brackets and all that, here we don't have such brackets. So after this if condition, I'm giving colon. After colon, the next is going to be the block, which should be indented from this if. And then we have an else keyword here, else statement. In else also give colon, and then this print block is coming inside else. So this is called something different in Python, which is called indentation, right? This is how we write the program. And if statement, if and else is what we write here. So if I run this program, it is going to print n2 is greater because the value of n2 is 34. Okay. Now, if the value of both n1 and n2 are same, value is same, 23, it is going to still print n2 is greater, right? So we don't want that. If the values are same, it should print both n1 and n2 are equal. Okay. So then we are going to use another condition here. We say elif. So in Python, instead of else if, it is elif. Okay. I'm going to give elif n2 is greater than n1. I'm going to print n2 is greater, and then give else here and print both n1 and n2 are equal. Right? This is the syntax if, elif, else. This is how we write the conditional statement in Python. So I is going to write both n1 and n2 are equal because it has come to this else part. Okay. So that is what is this conditional statement. We use if, elif, and else. Right. Feel free to ask if you have any questions in the chat box in this if statement. Now let's get into the loops. If in case you're aware also, just bear with me. I'm going to start Django very soon. Just giving you the quick intro on Python. In case if somebody has no idea about Python, I've started with the very basics of it. All right. So next we're going to learn loops, right? So if I give for, the loop is something like if you want to print, let's say, hello, 5 times. Okay. So I have to keep giving this statement 5 times, and we don't want to do that. And if I run this code, it is going to print 5 times. What if you want to print this hello 100 times? 100 times you have to keep writing print statement, right? So that means there is a statement which is repeating. So in this kind of scenario, we use loops. Okay, we have to use loops here. So what I'm going to write a loop. Let's say I equals 1, and then I'm going to give while I is less than or equal to 5. I'm checking a condition, and then print hello, and then increasing the value of I equals I plus 1, right? So this is a loop. So first time the value of I is 1, and then we're checking the condition while I is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is less than or equal to 5. It comes inside this. There's an indentation here because we have used a while statement, the colon and print hello, and then we're incrementing the value of I. So next time the value of I will become 2 and 3 and 4 like that. And like that, it'll loop 5 times. Okay. I'm going to run this, and it has printed this hello 5 times. Okay. So this is how we write while loop. All right. Okay. Okay. Now same looping can be used using for loop also. So I'm just going to create another file 4.py. I can give for I in range of 5. And then I can give a print statement here. Print hello. That's it. There is no need of incrementing value of I, or no need of initializing value of I. Just in these 2 lines, we can achieve that goal. If I run this code, I'm going to get hello 5 times. This is the syntax in Python for all those who are already aware of Java or C or C++. Okay, it increments the value of I. So range of 5 means there's 5 elements here from 0 to 4. It is going to print hello 5 times, right? And if I just give here print I, any idea what it will print? Anybody? Please paste in the chat quickly. This code, right? For I in range of 5, print I. What is going to do? What is going to print? 0 to 4, 1 to 5, Sushant, Pilpa, Sheikh. Okay, I'm getting two answers. 0 to 4 I'm getting, 1 to 5 I'm getting. Excellent. Good participation, all of you. Excellent. Okay, so let me run this program and we will see. Okay, somebody has actually pasted 0, 1 to separate line also. Good. Excellent. So let me run this code. See, I got the output 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So thank you for answering. So when we use range of 5, there are 5 elements, but it begins with 0. Okay. It goes from 0 to 4. Make sense? But it still loop 5 times though. Now, quick 2-line of code before we move ahead. Write the code in the chat box. 2-line of code. We should print 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Please type quickly the program. Just 2 lines. Write the code. For loop. We want to print 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Anybody? Okay, for I in range of very good. Excellent. Got the answer here. So in this case, I write for I in range of, if I give, let's say 25, for example, okay. And then if I'm going to print I, it is going to print from 0 to 24 like this. Okay. We don't want that. We want 5, 10, 15. So what we're going to do, first of all, it should begin with 5. So I'm giving 5. So now if I run the program, it will begin with 5 now. So print the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we don't want that. We want 5, 10. So 5, comma 25, comma, if I give 5, this is a step count. It will print 5, it will skip for 5 and then print the next value. Okay, this is how we write the range here. Is printing 5, 10, 15, 20. 25 is not coming because it will go from 0 to 24. Right? To address that problem, just increase this from 25 to 26 and we get the answer. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This is how we write for loop in in the range. So good participation, all of you. Appreciate that. Right. So this was about for loop and while loop. Great going. Next we are going to learn about data structure. Data structure in Python, we have all these 4. So I'm going to quickly cover some of these. I'm going to create a new file 5.py. So we begin with list. Okay, so if I give here, score, and we give that list in square bracket, and I'm giving 45, 67, 12, 34, 59. This is a list which is in square bracket, score, and if I simply print score, so this is used for sequence of data, right? If you want to store multiple values in one variable, this is how we do it. We use something called list in Python, and it's going to print something like this. Okay, so this is the example of list. Okay, and similarly, you can create the same thing with something called tuple. And I'm just giving you an example here. There are many differences. So in tuple, as of now, because it's a demo session, just understand that in tuple, we give, instead of square bracket, we give round bracket here like this. Okay. And there are further differences which we'll learn definitely in the future classes. So as of now, in list, we give square bracket and give the value. In tuple, we give round bracket and give the value, and it prints accordingly. Got it? And the next is something called set. So in set, also similar thing, but we give that in curly brackets. So I'm getting this here values like this. So one difference in set, we use curly brackets. Second thing is it will not print in the same order. See, we have given 45, 67, 12, 34, and 89, but it is printing in a different order. Every time it will print in a different order. There is one difference, but there are more differences which we can see later. Okay, this is about set. So we have seen set, tuple, and list. The fourth one is called dictionary. Okay, so in dictionary, we normally use to store key value. Okay, for example, here, if I want to store the subject also, right? So I can give here maths, and then I can give here score, comma, science, card, filling. Okay, so I'm just giving score equals maths, no, and science, and then giving some value here. So this is actually called dictionary. So we have a key value pair here, right? So the 45 is a score of maths and 56 of science, and 57 is for English. And if I just trying to print score, it will print like a dictionary, like a key value pair. See, maths is 45, science. So if you want to store a two-dimensional or a matrix kind of data, we normally use dictionary. Okay, and if it is just one-dimensional, we can use either list, tuple, or set based on the requirement. So this is a quick, explanation of the various data structure that we have in Python. All right. All right. So next, get into functions in Python. How to write functions? Let's create a new file. File 6. So for using function, we use a def keyword, which means define. Okay. So I can use a function name called greet. And then here I can print hello world. Okay. So this is a function. And if I run this, nothing is going to happen because in order to print this hello world, we have to do what? What we have to do to run this greet function? Bring in the chat. What I should write in, suppose, line number 4. What I should write to call that greet function? How to call that? Very good. I have to write greet. Exactly. We need to call this greet function, right? If you want to call the greet function, I have to write like this, greet. And then if I run this code, it's running hello world. This is how we write functions in Python. Okay. And the advantage of using function is we can keep on calling again and again, right? 3 times I can call. See, it's printing hello world 3 times because we called it multiple times. Okay, so this is what functions is, just a plain function. And if you want to, let's say, pass an argument or something in the function, let's see that also quickly. File 7.5. So if I'm going to write, let's say, add function. Okay, and I'm going to say print, A plus B. And here I can accept the argument A, comma B. So this time, if you want to call the add function, you can pass argument. I can say 3, 4. Okay. So we are calling the function add and passing these 2 arguments. The value of A will be 3 and the value of B will be 4. It is going to print 3 plus 4, 7. This is how we pass arguments in Python. See, it's printing 7. Got it? So this is how, function with arguments. All right, good going. So now next, so now we have learned variables, we've learned how to accept the value using input. function, how to print using print, and then we have learned if conditions, right? If else. And then we have seen while loop. Okay, how to write while loop in Python, and then we have seen for loop, for I in range, and we have seen the 6 skip count also or step. Then we have seen these 4 data types: list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Okay, functions, how to write a function, how to call the function, and then how to pass argument in a function. Okay, I hope it is a quick recap for everybody. And I'm going to share this code also so that we can go through after the session. Okay, what next? So we have seen functions. All right, so now let's talk about Django framework. Okay, so this is the basic core Python we have seen, right? How to create variables and how to work on them as core Python. Python full stack means end of the day we create a web application. That's why we are learning Python full stack. You want to create a web application like your IRCTC or LinkedIn or make my trip, things like that. So to create a web application, Python has a framework called Django. So it enables rapid development of secure and maintainable websites. Okay, we can create websites very fast using Django. And it is one of the most popular frameworks available in the market that we can use to create web application. And it is maintained by a foundation called Django Software Foundation. It is an independent organization established in the US. Okay. So they maintain this particular framework or package. And if you want to learn more about Django and what it is and all that, you can go to the official site called djangoproject.com. And if you go there, you should be seeing a website like this, and here you'll get more information about Django. What is Django and documentation and things like that. Right? So this is the place. And if you want to know more about Python, you can always go to python.org and you get to know about Python, right? How to download Python in case you don't have, how to download Python, and how to review their documentation. And there is another site called pypy.org. It's called Python Package Index. This is the repository of all the packages of Python across the world, right? Any developers across the globe can develop packages and put into this particular software, this particular repository. And we use a command called pip install to install the Python packages. We are going to see that shortly. All right, so this is going to be interesting now. Django, we're going to create a small application, web application using Django. For that, we have to just follow some steps, and I'm going to share these steps also. So just using this demo, I'm pretty sure all of you should be able to create a Django project. The basic project, basic page in running condition. And that is the goal of this demo today. So in order to create a Django project, we need to have some idea of Python. And that is why I gave that overview until now. Okay, so I've given all these steps, right? Go to command prompt and you have to install Django and all that. These steps, if you follow, we should be all good to create Django. So I'm just going to blindly follow this so that you also know you can follow this and create the Django project. So I'm going to do what? Go to command prompt, type cmd, okay, and you go to pip install Django. So I'm just going typing cmd and going to command prompt, okay, and then I'm going to give pip install Django. It's going to install. I might already have it, but it is installed. So it's already satisfied. So in case you don't have, it will install. Pip install Django. Let me increase the font size. So it is going to install that. Okay, that is the first step that we have to follow. Go to command prompt, pip install Django. Next, we are going to create a Django project. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that folder so that I can push that into my repository. So I have created a folder right here called My Shop Okay, my shop is the app we are going to develop. So I'm going to open my shop folder, select this, type CMD, it will go to command prompt. This is a my shop folder, and then I can give code space dot to open this in Visual Studio Code. So I have two Visual Studio. One, we have been writing Python code, 7 files we wrote. I'll push this into my repository. I've closed that, and now I've opened the other one, which is my shop, a blank folder. And here is where we are going to create our web application using Django. Okay. So I've done that. To see here, you can go to open that folder and install Django and all that. Step number 3 is what is used to create Django project. Okay, start project is what we need to give. That is a command, start project, and give whatever name. So we are using something called my shop, right? My shop is the folder. So I'm going to give Django dash admin. I can give directly in VS Code. So let's do that in VS Code. VS Code, go to terminal, right? This 3 dots terminal, new terminal. And I am in the same folder, my shop, which has nothing as of now. I'm going to create a new project called my shop. Okay. I'm going to give Django admin start project dot. Django admin start project, start project my shop dot. So it is going to create a Django project in this folder, and the name of the project is my shop. This is the command. Okay, I hope you see that clearly. Django dash admin space start project space my shop space dot. Okay, press enter. So we're going to get the code here. This is called as boilerplate code. That means it will automatically give us some of these files. Okay, automatic. So that's why we are using Django framework, right? So Java developers become very easy. Developers can build website very fast, secure website, okay, with very little amount of coding. And that's why this is getting popular, and that's why we are trying to learn this. All right, it's all good so far. So now that we have run this command Django admin. Okay, already it is in that folder code. We opened that. Now, if we run this particular command python manage.py run server, this application will open in the browser. The default application will open in the browser. Just observe some files like urls.py. Observe that file name. Observe settings.py. These two files just observe as of now. Python.py. These all files came automatically when we created the project. Now, if I type the command python manage.py run server, this particular project will open in the browser in the port 8000. So if I open this, hold the control key and click on that link, it will open the browser and you should see this rocket symbol. That means we have successfully created a project. Basically, we have successfully installed Django, and then we have successfully created a Django project, and it is running fine. If you see this screen, that means your first milestone has been successfully completed. We have created the Django project successfully. Okay, using these steps. If you give the server is running, if you give localhost 8000, it should still run. So even if I close this browser, come and check here, server is still running. Server is still running. I can open a new browser tab and just type localhost 8000 and I should be seeing the screen because server is running in the background. However, if I come here and click Control C, the server is cancelled. If I press Control C, see I got this prompt that means server is down now. And then this refresh, I should see site cannot be reached. This site cannot be reached. So that is the error I got because server is down. Okay. So what is the command again to run this project? Type in the chat box. What is the command? I have to type to run this particular project or start this project, the browser? What is it? Thank you, Vijay. So Python manage.py run server. Very good. Tanuja, excellent. Good participation. So now I'm going to write again Python manage.py run server. See, again, this application will open, the server is running. And if I go to this particular link, I should see this rocket again. Perfect. All right. Now we want to write our own code, right? We don't want this thing. So we're going to modify. So for that, just observe some steps. I'm going to cancel this server. And let's observe this. So we have this My Shop folder. Here we have settings, URLs, and all that. So if you want to create, or our own pages, our own, HTML file, we have to create something called app. I'm going to give Python manage.py start app. I'm giving core. The name of the app I'm giving core, and it is going to start app. That means I should see a new app in this project, and the app name is going to be core. I press enter. I got a new folder called core, and see it has created a lot of files here. Observe views.py, models.py, and miss.py. So these files got created automatically. We got the structure, and we can just write the code accordingly there. Makes sense? Core got created. And now next what we want is, we want to create another folder called templates. So I'm going to come here, create a new folder and giving templates. The new folder got created called templates. So these are the parts of the settings. So just observe this now. Don't worry, observe this. And you will get to know shortly why are we doing all these folders and everything. So now that we have created this core app and the templates folder, we have to go and update this in the settings file. Okay. The settings files is inside this My Shop folder. If I go to settings.py, you will see something called installed apps here. In installed apps, you have to add the new app that we created called core. Okay, core is what we need to do. The app name you have to mention. And then if you scroll down, you will see a section for templates. Here there is an option called dir, so directories. In the square bracket, in single quote, give templates. So we are going to create all the HTML files inside this templates folder. That is why we are configuring it. Make sense? Two settings, right? Update the installed apps core, and then come to templates and update this folder name here. That's it. Okay, so far we are good. Next is we have to run some kind of migrations so that Python will create internal some tables, database, and everything. Okay, so for that we have to give Python manage.py migrate. If I give Python manage.py migrate, it will create a lot of this default tables and database, everything in the inbuilt database called SQLite. Okay, SQLite is a default database for Python Django. If you want, we can link this with MySQL also. Okay, we can link with MySQL. Yeah, because we are going to create, Anil, thanks for asking. We are going to create some HTML files here. That's why we have mentioned that. So let's see how it goes. All right, where was I? So all this tables and everything got created successfully. Okay, so now the question is, why are we doing all this, right? Why did we create templates and everything? See, still if I run Python manage.py run server, I'm going to get the same thing, right? This rocket. So we want to modify that. We want our own page. That's what we want to do. So how that works is in this architecture, the way it works is, First level, you type something in the browser, right? You type in the browser. Step one. Step one is browser. Step two is urls.py. It will go there. Step three is it will go to views.py. Step four will go into templates HTML file. Okay, it is going to open. This is the basic architecture of Django. This is the flow, how it works. Make sense? So what we're going to do is we are going to create inside this templates a file called home.html. Okay, here I am creating hello world. Now this home.html is what we need to see as a home page here instead of this rocket sign. Right? This is what we want. So what is the architecture? So we have created home.html in templates, right? So we have to follow this whole structure. So this is a little bit critical. Observe this. First step is what we need to do. We need to go. There is in this my shop, there will be a file called urls.py. Okay, we go to urls.py. Here we add a path. Okay, I'm going to give a path, and then I'm going to just give an empty string here, comma, and then giving views.home. Okay, so the moment you give, the moment you give this localhost 8000, it will come to this file urls.py. See step number 2. After browser, it will come to urls.py. It will come and look for a function called home inside views.py, which we have not written. Okay, so go to this views.py, which is in core views.py. I'm going to write a Python function here called home, and we're going to have an argument called request. All this we can learn in detail. I'm just trying to, just show you right how this works to the best possible way. But we can still learn in detail all this: what is request and what is views and all that. I'm going to give a command called return render request home.html. Okay. Now, if you want to use this home function inside URLs, we have to import it. So I'm giving from core import views. So this all we learn what is the meaning of importing and how to import in Python. But once you have the basic idea of Python, once you learn core Python, you'll be able to understand this very easily. So now what happens is I've given the link here in URL and give the Python, right? In views, we are calling request return render home.html. It will automatically search for home.html in templates folder. It is going to return this page, which is hello world. So now the rocket thing will go. If I refresh this, I should get hello world. Great. So now we have successfully created a Django page of whatever we wanted. We are displaying it at this time. All right. Now let's quickly let's make it look beautiful. Let's make it some header and things like that. So I'm going to give here header h1, giving my shop, and I'm giving one HR tag here, just HTML basic HR tag. Okay. And below also I'm going to give an HR tag, and then here I'm going to just write some footer. Okay. It's 3. I'm giving here copyright 2025. All rights reserved. So now if you come and refresh this page, you should be getting like an application kind of thing. My shop, there's a header, there is a footer, and in between we're displaying hello world. Okay. So just for the sake of giving some style, okay, I'm giving a style. And don't worry about that. If you have no idea about HTML style and all, don't worry. This and all we can learn. I'm just trying to give you an overview here. So don't panic here. What is all this thing? What is this CSS? What is style? Don't worry. There's a basic CSS HTML thingy which we are using for Django. Okay. So those who already learned CSS and HTML, this is just a piece of cake for you. Okay. So I'm just giving some style, for example, H1 style, for example, background color, orange. Okay. And then we can give another text here called H3 because we are using footer. H3 for footer. Here I'm giving background color silver. I give some styling for H1 and H3 accordingly. Let me give here H2. It doesn't change. So see, I got one header here and a footer, my shop and a footer. Here in between, let's say we want to display some products. Okay, some products we want to display. So what we will do is, just for the demonstration purpose, in this home function, let's create a list. Okay, I'm going to give a list here. It is a list of dictionaries. That is the reason I gave an ID of dictionary for you today. I'm giving an ID. One, and then I'm giving name, giving it as product one. Ideally, this should come from the database, but we don't have time to do all that. So I'm just trying to show you by creating a hard-coded products list. Okay. Description. This is the product. Okay, ID is there, product one, name is product one, description is there. And then let's add one more value called price. Okay, so I'm giving a price also here. So I'm going to add at least 3 products here. Okay, product one, product two, and product three. Okay, ID1, ID2, and ID3. Let's change the price. 50, and let's make it 90. Okay. And also we can add, if you want, we can also add a URL here. So there is a site called Lorem Pixum where we can get some free, some images that can be referenced. You don't have to download and all that. Okay. So if you go to something called Lorem Pixum, here you get that. Lorem Pixum, here a lot of images are there which can be used, and they're using in this particular style. That means if I give an hyperlink like this, HTTPS, pick some photos, and there's an ID here. So if I give, let's say, ID 1, and there's a dimension. Okay, so there is a dimension here. 200, and same, I can give the same URL for, I will just change the ID of that so that we get different pictures. Okay. ID 1, ID 2, and this is ID 3. So I have created here 3 products with 1, 2, 3 with 3 different image IDs, 3 different names, 3 different prices. Okay, so then let's store this as in data. I'm giving here products, products. And along with home.html file, right, I can send this data. So this whole data will go into this home.html here. And instead of hello world, we should be able to display the product by using something called templates here. I'm going to use. Don't get scared with all this command. All this you're going to learn. Okay, just observe it and you'll get the idea that, okay, this is what is Django, this is what we can use Django for. So we use here percentage symbol. So I'm just using for product in products. And here I'm going to use and for. This is what we write in Django. And I'm going to create here a div tag. And the div tag just trying to display product dot name. Just name I'm showing it now. So if I come here and refresh our page, okay, what happened? I missed out something. Okay, URL we gave for all the 3 URLs. Did we not give any? Just typing something, upload all recording class. Okay, okay. They're asking for that. Okay, thought I gave this. Right. Okay, so now let's come and refresh this. So I'm getting a product 1, product 2, product 3, right? 3 products I got because we are printing only name. All right. So now just to print, let's say I want to display the description and price also. Okay. So come here and just give just giving, so in this, inside this div, right? Inside this div, if I want to give, let's say IMG, if I want to give IMG product dot URL, so I'm going to get an image there. Right, so now I'll get an image and then I'm going to get a product name. So let's say give the product name as H2. Product name is H2, right? So now if I come here and refresh, so I'm getting 3 images, image 1, image 2, image 3, and then the name is coming as product 1, product 2, product 3. Okay. So we don't want to display like this. We want to in a straight line. So some of the styles we can give. So the style that we can use here, like something called container and all we can use. So I'm just using here outside, right? So outside I can use a div tag, HTML, and even if you don't know HTML in this course, we're going to learn that. In this demo, I'm just assuming we know, just trying to demonstrate that. I'm going to use a class here for outside div. I'm doing class container. And here I'm going to use another class called class equals box. Okay. And then let's create a container class here. Don't get panic with this. Okay. I'm again, don't worry. If you don't know CSS, don't worry. This we'll learn. Just to create a beautiful page, I'm writing style sheet here or CSS or giving the color there. Because we want that is straight line, we use a style called flex. I'm going to give a display flex, and then I'm going to give justify content center. Okay. So now if I give that class for the outside one, and then we're using another class called box. Box, I can give background color as silver, and we can give some kind of further styling called I can give margin 10 pixels. Okay, we can give maybe padding 10 pixels. So now we are going to get that properly shaped like this. Okay. Product 1, product 2, product 3. Ideally, it should come in a straight line. So let's see what happened. So I have to use the class container. Will be used here. Flex. Now let's refresh this. So I get these 3 products. The shopping site, right? My shop. I'm getting all the 3 products here. So I am displayed a name and image, right? So here is what we have the data. See, I have name, description, price, and ID. Please ping in the chat box what I should write here to display description and price. Line number 34. What I should write to display description. In the inside paragraph, what I should write. Quickly paste in the chat box. I want to display the description of the product. Description of the product. What I should write. In line number 34. So for product name, I gave, yes, product Silpa, thank you. The product description is what we have to write here to get the description. Excellent, thank you. So I just write product dot description. Thank you, Tanuja. Okay, so now if I just refresh this page, I should be getting description as well. See, I got product name, image, description. Similarly, if you want to display, a price, right? I can give the same thing here. You can give maybe in bold and maybe whatever. Okay, here dollar and just give here product dot price. So now I should be getting the price as well. See, a name of the product, price of the description of the product, and the price. Got it? Now we can also add a button which we can further program to add this into the cart. Okay, so I'm just giving a button, add to cart. That's it. So I'm getting a button also here called add to cart. See, add to cart, add to cart. So this is, just a brief, introduction and, practical knowledge on how we can use Django to create a web application. Right? So very basic application. Now further we can code on top of this to add this into the cart application, and then we can, place an order and all that. Make sense? More styling can be given to make it more beautiful. This is how we create it. What I'm going to do is I have this folder right now. Let me close it. Okay, so this document also is there in that folder. Which is 1600, correct? Sorry, 1800. So if I just open this in code, these are the folder, right? In my code, we have written 7 Python files. And in this my shop, we have created Django project, and then there is an PPT or just a, basic. Instead of this, let me convert this into a PDF for you guys so that you have that. Python Django demo. So there's a PDF here as well. And Let me move this. Now you have a PDF. Okay, so this is the folder. I'm just going to push this into my GitHub. And after this session, you should be getting all that folder and everything. And you should be able to create the project until where I have created. At least a very basic Django project, it should run. And if you have this recording, you can watch it. And if you have this PDF and everything and the folder, just follow those instructions and create on your own, okay, your laptop. So it has gone into my GitHub. Let me quickly share and just give me 1 more minute and I will just 1800. This is my GitHub link. You go ahead and get the whatever we have learned here. Yes, Surekha, I'm pasting that GitHub. Make it. Okay, I don't know how to send this to meeting group chat. This is the GitHub link. I hope all of you got it. Click on that and you are all set. Hope this session was fruitful to everybody. And in such a short period of time, I tried my best to give you an idea of how Python can be used and Django can be used to create a web application, because that's what Python full stack means, right? End of the day, you should be able to create a web application using Python and Django. All right, so I am good here. Raj Kumar and Anuradha ma'am, you can take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And appreciate everybody to participate and answer on the chat. Great sharing knowledge with you all. All right, so I'll go ahead and close this session. And I hope if you have any questions, you can reach out to management and they will be able to. Thank you all. I can see everybody's name. It's a great honor for giving this session to everybody. Excellent. Thank you, Sheikh, Karthik, Satya, Gautam, Indra, Shilpa, Hemant. Great, excellent. All right, so let's. I'm going to drop now. Great learning today. Thank you all and have a good night. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
students.